Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. Hope you're all well. Can everyone hear me? Okay. I think you can. So let's get to it, shall we? Hi to the mod squad. Thank you for being here at such short notice. Hey, Connie. Hey, Lady T. Hey, Jane Commonwealther. Hey, Dawn. Hey, Carmen. Hey, Elaine. Alrighty. Quite a few things to get through today. Bitter. But we're going to laugh about it. We're not concentrating on it because we want to focus on the negative. Sometimes it's good to just laugh. Laugh at the losers. It's okay to be petty sometimes. Oh, Elaine Parker, you've been a member for 26 months. Thank you so much. That's over 2 years. You have been listening to me for 2 years. Wow. Appreciate you all so much. All right, first things first, before we get to the laughs and the pettiness. Some good news. The Healthy Minds project is back in October, and on the homepage, they proudly feature the photographs of Harry and Meghan and call them luminaries. Amazing. Harry and Meghan hosted this amazing event. Sorry, I don't know why I accidentally put that headline from Tom Sykes, William Furious. That was not meant to be on this slide, so sorry. We know that William is always in condensed. In fact, actually, just as well that this was on this slide, because if anybody needs Project Healthy Minds, it's William. But that was a mistake. But yeah, we know that Harry and Meghan held a summit for World Mental Health Day, and they had all this like cool Archwell merchandise and all these things. I think it's about time that they started selling the Archwell merchandise. Not that, Archwell needs the extra pennies, because I'm sure they've got some amazing donors, and of course, Harry and Meghan donate their own private wealth. But I would like a piece of Archwell. I've seen Archwell logo things, and I would like some as well, please. Also, I wanted to share some more pictures from Colombia that hadn't actually been shared before. So here we have, I think this was the day that they went to the school that does like music and community events, and they were dancing and, doing salsa and bachata. So these pictures have come out since. Also some of these as well, if you haven't seen any of these. This was from the Afro Women's event where Meghan spoke, and she spoke Spanish. Also more pictures of Harry and Meghan dancing, Meghan watching the dancing. So many beautiful pictures from Colombia, so many. And also, again, with the kids as well. Because if there's anyone who's going to tell you how it is, and not even through words, just through actions and expression, it's kids. So just wanted to share those beautiful pictures of our faves in Colombia. And 2024 has actually given me more than I thought we would get. Invictus, they had that, whole event for Invictus, getting ready for the Winter Games, looking at some of the adaptive, things that the athletes used. Equipment, sorry, the word wasn't coming to my mind. Equipment that the athletes used. Nigeria, and now Colombia. We've gotten so much more than what I expected, and I'm loving every second of it. But you know who isn't? The bitter UK tabloid press. I find it so interesting that of all the pictures that they could have used of Meghan, the Daily Fail, go with this one, which is like mid-word and looking angry. When absolutely, I mean, this is the only picture that they wanted to use. Of all of the hundreds of gorgeous pictures, Meghan smiling, Harry smiling, they went with this one where she's looking angry. You know, still very much feeding into this narrative. The Daily Mail also decided to just throw Betty into a hoo-ha for no reason whatsoever. And these are the same people, by the way, who were so outraged and saying that Meghan was disrespecting the Queen, and you know, people needed to be more respectful around the time of her passing. And here they are, dragging her unnecessarily into this headline about Trump. Queen said Trump was very rude. I mean, I bet he was. I think a lot of people would say that Donald Trump is very rude, not just Betty. So I guess this is coming out of yet another royal book. Seem to release like 10 new ones every single month. And also, it would appear that some of these tabloid writers are finally admitting defeat. We finally got there. So let's read this one, because this one I just had to laugh at. From Nathan Kay in the Daily Express, which is probably one toxic of all the tabloids. Not just because of what they write, but at the speed at which they pump out material. But I don't often pay too much attention to what the tabloids write, but this one I just found hilarious. Harry and Meghan's Colombia tour was a success, and these are the reasons. Comment: If it is as if the Sussexes finally understood what it takes to leverage their global platform for good, rather than just for personal brand building. Well, why can't they do both? What's wrong with personal brand building and leveraging the global platform for good? Because it's not like the royal institution does a very good job at that. They do a very good job at showing up and being seen, but not leveraging their global platform for good. And literally, the platform for the royal institution is global. How many Commonwealth countries are there? And what are they getting from being attached to the Commonwealth? What are they getting from having, you know, a head of state that lives in a different country in this here 2024? I mean, Harry and Meghan, on their own, in the last few years, have probably done more than what the royal institution has in the last decade or two, which is wild when you consider the wealth and the reach that they could have. Not just if they wanted to genuinely do good, but if they actually made an effort to be more relatable and interesting. Two things that they're definitely failing at. So Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's tour, Duchess Meghan's tour of Colombia, has been a surprising success, and I'm not quite sure what to make of it. He's not quite sure. Nathan is not quite sure what to make of the fact that Harry and Meghan's tour was a success. What was he expecting it to be? A failure? Only in the mind of a fool. Literally everywhere they go, they are followed. They are written about. People are interested in them. Why would this tour be a failure? I think they're still very much stuck in the mindset that they had when Harry and Meghan left. That they were going to end up in a trailer flipping burgers somewhere. Mind you, nothing wrong with flipping burgers and living in a trailer. Some people do. There's no shame in that. But that is the image that they wanted to paint. And I said this before. At the very least, if all had failed, Harry and Meghan would just be influencers. Probably just like, I don't know, showcasing products on their Instagram or something. That is literally the bottom of the barrel where Harry and Meghan would have been, and making hundreds of thousands. So it's not exactly bottom of the barrel, is it? With the reach that they have. That is literally the worst that would have happened. But anybody with a brain and two eyes who knew who Meghan was before she entered this institution, who have actually paid attention to the work that Harry and Meghan have done, that Harry has done on his own, even before he met Meghan, those two things combined, of course it was going to be an amazing force. Anyway, he goes on to say, I'll admit, I've been one of the first to criticise the Sussexes when they stumbled. Stumbled when? Stumbled where? Because all I've been seeing is paycheck after paycheck. From their ill-fated Netflix documentary, the Netflix documentary that was one of the most streamed shows on Netflix, an Oprah Winfrey appearance, one of the most viewed interviews of the last decade, to their endless sense of victimhood, I haven't hesitated to call them out. But when they get something right, as they did with their Colombia trip, I'm also here to give credit where it's due. Can somebody please tell me what Harry and Meghan have actually gotten wrong? What they've done, at least in terms of commercial success, what has failed? Not personal opinion. What commercially have they put out that has failed so far? Black Queen, thank you so much for being a member for 8 months and being an amazing moderator, and for your donation. You're a regular donator, so thank you so much. Also, thank you. Thank you for your donation. You said, I saw a tabloid in Walmart saying Skull and Bones is coming to the US on September 24th for some award. Is there truth to that? We don't want them here. I haven't heard anything about that, but I will look into it. Skull is meant to be going to Africa, South Africa, at some point this year. Thank you so much, Dawn Hanson. Yes, please do remember to hit the like button. Love your avatar, Dawn. Okay. So he goes on to say, let's face it, the couple has struggled to find their footing since stepping back as working roles in 2020. I hope one day that I'm struggling to find my footing the way that Harry and Meghan have. I hope one day I'm struggling with 100 million from Netflix. That's the type of struggle that I want. I want to be struggling with 100 million from Netflix. Their attempts to carve out a new public identity have often been met with skepticism, and not without reason. Well, the skepticism is coming from the tabloids. However, this quasi-royal tour of Colombia felt different. It was as if the Sussexes finally understood what it takes to leverage their global platform for good rather than just for personal branding. And again, nothing wrong with personal branding. Billionaires by the end of the decade. The Colombia tour has been hailed as a great triumph by the Sussex camp, and for once, it isn't just PR spin, says the people who have gone on a campaign to destroy a woman's image. Most international publications have echoed the sentiment, recognizing the couple's efforts to highlight important issues like mental health. Most international publications do not lie like the British tabloids. Yeah, Rahini, I need the Harry and Meghan struggle life, please. I need a mansion in Montecito with 100 bathrooms. I want to be struggling like that. That's the type of struggle that I want in my life. The Sussex team's execution of this tour was nothing short of a masterclass in how to pull off the quasi-royal engagement. So this is one of the things that really annoys me that the British tabloid press does. So they will take certain terms and they will repeat them and repeat them and repeat them. What they're doing is they're creating a script for their brainless readers to parrot. So the certain terms that they will put out there, like quasi-royal tour, or extending an olive branch, or what's another one that they like to put out a lot? Oh gosh, there's quite a few that they put out. Oh yeah, Harry and Meghan being victims. Oh, the privacy. We want our privacy. As if they don't even know what the actual meaning of privacy is. This is one of the ones that they throw at Harry and Meghan all the time, whenever Harry and Meghan want to speak about something. So that's why they come up with terms like that. So it goes on to say, let's be clear, this wasn't just a celebrity jaunt. The Sussexes approached this trip with the precision and seriousness of a royal tour, complete with poor reporters and meticulous strategy by the British royal family. This is actually what humanitarians just do all the time. Royal, you don't have to be royal. It just so happens that Harry and Meghan are just as famous as they are, but humanitarian dignitaries get sent out to do these things all the time. Like, this isn't something that the royals came up with. They just do it to help their image and to keep them in the minds of the public and the countries in the Commonwealth and other countries where they invite themselves to abroad. The main reporter from Harper's Bazaar kept the media updated with well-crafted narratives, truthful narratives, while the couple's personal photographer and videographer ensured the tour was visual documented in a way that reinforced their carefully cultivated image. Do the royals not have a carefully cultivated image? I mean, they're saying it in such an accusatory way. All public figures have a carefully cultivated image. He goes on to say, there will always be critics, of course, ready to pounce on the Sussexes for every misstep. And I've certainly been one of them. Yet, sound right like a hater, Nathan. But it's worth noting that this time they got it right. Again, I'd like they got it wrong. They turned a tricky tour in a country overshadowed by negative headlines into a showcase of what they can achieve when they focus on the bigger picture. They've been doing that since they left. So while it's easy to jump on the Harry and Meghan hate train, oh yes it is, Nathan. It's easy to jump on that hate train because it's how you people pay your mortgage. This time I'm staying off. Oh, congratulations, Nathan. Congratulations for not being a hater for once. They've shown they're capable of using their platform for meaningful work, and that's something worth acknowledging. Whether they can maintain this momentum remains to be seen, but for now the Sussexes deserve a nod of approval. I mean, they weren't really looking for your approval, but I'm glad you finally saw sense, Nathan. The question is whether we can continue this upward trajectory, or if this will be another fleeting moment of success. Only time will tell, but one thing is certain, we will be watching. Of course you will be, because you just can't take your eyes away. Your biggest haters are your biggest fans. If you can't stop watching me, you're a fan. And remember, this was meant to be the irrelevant Harry and Meghan, yes? So why, oh why, did you have reporters begging to get in? We're going to listen to a bit of audio. Listen to this. This is from GB News.
And I should stress again, the security aspect is just, again, incredible. We were initially hoped that we would be able to get in and see this, but unfortunately we weren't able to. As the morning progressed, the police just pushed us further and further back beyond the cordon. In the end, we ended up almost a block away and weren't able to see anything. Although very fortunately, we discovered there was a live link which we were able to watch via YouTube and see what Meghan had to say about it. There was also a heckler who interrupted the vice president who's hosting this visit, Francesca Marquez, who interrupted her speech, but no one interrupted Meghan's intervention.
Nick Pisa on the ground in Colombia. Thank you. I'll leave you to it.
Harley. And I should
Okay, so we're going to listen to that again, and I'm going to actually give commentary on what he's saying.
Stress again, the security aspect is just, again, incredible. We were initially hoped that we would be able to get in and see.
So the security aspect is incredible. They were kept completely out. These are the people who went on and on about security like they actually care. And they were the ones that were shut out by security.
See this, but unfortunately we weren't able to. As the morning progressed, the police just pushed us further and further back beyond the...
As the morning progressed, the police pushed us further and further back. Access denied, and this is how it's going to be going forward. This is exactly what these people deserve. No access. You cannot bully someone to the brink of essayicide, chase them out of the country, continue to bully them even when they leave the country and expect that you're going to get access. And you know why they can't get over it? It's because nobody has ever said no to them. When Harry and Meghan stepped down, they made it very clear that they were no longer engaging with the British tabloids. They could not have made it any more clear, but somehow they still thought that they were going to get access. Somehow they still thought that they can just jump on a plane to another country and try and wriggle their way in. Not happening. And I can bet Harry and Meghan's team have sat down, seen where the holes were in the Nigerian tour, seen where the holes were at Invictus, because remember that Sun reporter that got really close? He got into the crowd and was like literally a meter away from Harry and Meghan, the guy from the Sun. He also approached Meghan at one point. I can bet they've sat down, they've seen where the holes are and filled those holes. There will be no access
And in the end, we ended up almost a block away and
They ended up a block away.
Weren't able to see anything, although very fortunately we discovered there was a live link which we were able to watch via YouTube and see what Meghan had to say about it.
So you watched it like all the rest of us on live link on YouTube. And I'm sorry, why do you want to hear what Meghan has to say? Aren't you the ones always telling her to shut up? But now you done got on a plane, flew all the way to Colombia, where you've probably never been, to try and listen to what the irrelevant Meghan and Harry have to say. Somebody please make it make sense. Clownery of the highest order. A circus of fools.
There's also a heckler who interrupted the vice president who's hosting this visit, Francesca Marquez.
Anyway, this is why they're bitter. This is why Sarah Vine has crawled out of the rock that she was under, assuming the divorce between her and Michael Gove is finalized. So now she's crawled out of the rock that she was under. She listened to some Adele, ate some ice cream, comforted herself, and here she is, back on the beat. Michael Gove, by the way, Tory MP, former right-hand man to Boris Johnson. Sarah Vine, if you didn't know, was the bully who gave us the notorious article, "I have a niggling feeling about Harry and Meghan's engagement." Yeah, that was Sarah Vine. That Sarah Vine. Sarah Vine, who showed up at the Trump state dinner, walking right next to, they came in together, William's alleged Rose. That's who Sarah Vine is. So why are we talking about Sarah Vine? Sarah Vine was on This Morning Britain claiming that she has dinner with Charles. Oh yes. The woman that said that she had a niggling feeling about Harry and Meghan's engagement apparently has dinner with Charles. Is Camilla there too? I mean, if this just shows you that a lot of the hate for Meghan and Harry, it really does go all the way to Westminster. Sarah Vine, by the way, that article and many of her other vile articles was in the Daily Fail. That's who Charles is having dinner with. And I think I actually have a picture. Right after, where is it now? Oh yes, right after Betty's death. Actually, no, this isn't from that moment. But right after Betty's death, Charles had a meetup with the lead editor of The Sun, which Jeremy Clarkson writes for. He had a meeting with her. So he's having meetings with the editor of The Sun, who covered for Dan Woo Woo. He's having dinners with Sarah Vile, who writes the Daily Fail. I mean, this is who they're in bed with. This is why I'm so happy. Meghan said in her talk at the Afro Women Summit that she is in her era of joy. And these people, empty souls, in this one-sided battle and war with Harry and Meghan. What a sad life to live. Absolutely sad life. And a lot of, I think, what we've seen can be summarized by this. Royal Radar, who posted this on Twitter, I thought this was a brilliant thread and I wanted to read it out. She said, "I imagine it was a shock to the system that Duchess Meghan, an actress and philanthropist in America, married Prince Harry and walked into the job more capable than any of the British royal family, who were a huge part of Britain's national identity. And here was an American wiping the floor with them." You see elder Brits' anger in every tweet attacking her. She was overprepared for a job they were allegedly born to do. She did it seamlessly and brought attention to everything she did. Well, it's not like it was a particularly hard job. Smiling, waving here and there, cutting ribbons. I mean, I still remember to this day William and Kate's first ever engagement. They literally had Kate crack a bottle of champagne open and pour it over a boat. That was their first engagement, for those that weren't there. From that moment on, you just knew this isn't going to be anything exciting or revolutionary. It wasn't just photo ops, and neither the family nor the royalists could handle being, I guess that was meant to be outshone. These royalists upheld an institution that put skin color and birthright above all else, and here was an American biracial intelligent woman without a drop of royal blood showing the world the institution was nothing. Simply by being herself, by the way. Then the UK media took anger and exploited it, encouraged it. Yeah, they took that anger, exploited it, encouraged it, used it to whip up frenzied anger into rage. Brexit was happening then as well. People angry, anyone who was dark-skinned was allowed in their country. To see a foreigner elevated to royal, doing it better than them and biracial. Their identity was in crisis mode, and instead of questioning why this upset them, working through it, they doubled down, and the media helped keep the fire burning as it still does. That is a huge part of it. Because let's just, for argument's sake, let's just take skin color out of this for a second. You still have this issue of, you have this person who represents what it is to do more, achieve more, be more, want more. All with perfect skin and white straight teeth. Who enters a culture where you're meant to apologize for success if you come from a working class background. You're not meant to step on anybody's toes. You're meant to stay in your lane. So if that's what you've been taught is the norm, if you have been taught to accept the bare minimum, and then you have somebody else come in who's more accomplished, stands tall, I think for a lot of people, Meghan's presence did shake them. I think it held a mirror up to their own mediocreness. Let's just be honest. To their own 5 p.m. at Wetherspoon's mediocreness. So anyway, she goes on to say, now they have race riots, which was always going to happen. It was just a matter of when, all because their imagined, all because their imagined hierarchy they were forced to accept as soon as they were old enough to understand had been upended. They think they can go back, but it's impossible. The world will continue with or without them. Duchess Meghan will continue to thrive and avoid that country until these people and thrive outside of that country, a country who made her a scapegoat like her husband before her. While the elder royals' minds will fester with hate and anger over something they can never change. Hopefully that hate will die out, but we still have a long way to go. How do you know I think she was responding to someone else. But I just wanted to read the next part where she says, where Meghan outmatched them. Even worse, her husband loved who she was and was happy to give her the spotlight every chance he got. Exactly. Harry is just so happy to let his wife shine. When she shines, he shines. A good man and a good husband knows that. He saw her as a partner, ignoring the hierarchy he was raised in. Another thing elder Brits couldn't handle. Yes, their identities have been wrapped up in this family their entire lives. And here was one of their own, ignoring the traditional ways the blood-born royals treated their spouses and happy to elevate above him. It literally broke something in them. And that she's biracial, where they only see black and those broken brains. Yeah. So I think you get the idea of what Royal Radar was trying to say. Like, it literally just broke people like Sarah Vine's minds. It's like they literally just cannot get their head around all of this. And it really isn't complicated. She was better in every way. Better spoken, better looking, more elegant, more graceful. Like, there's nothing difficult about this. It's you in a one-sided battle. Right. Hey, Queen Bee, I'm so happy to be with all of you this evening. I am so happy that you are here. Lottie, you said, why the F do they keep following Harry and Meghan around? I thought they didn't like them. They like the money that they're making. Fatimata, you said the British press overestimated their importance when it comes to the Sussexes. Who invites their bully stalkers to an event? Exactly. You got a whole global community of press and reporters. And it's just proven they don't need them. Because with or without an invitation, they're going to write about Harry and Meghan. Exactly, Robin. It's audacity. Rhonda, did they give Sophie's trip this much coverage? No. I didn't even know that Sophie had gone to Colombia last year. I think I may have mentioned it in passing on the podcast and probably just gone, why is she there? And I didn't even know that Charles and Camilla had gone some time back. Black Queen, why didn't they use their long lens cameras that they're equipped with? Exactly. I mean, they can catch William scooting into Windsor on his electric scooter. Surely they could have picked up Harry and Meghan on their long lenses, right? All right. Next thing I wanted to get to. Oh yeah, another thing that happened with one of these silly reporters. So there's this BBC correspondent called, I think it's Ione Wells, correspondent for the BBC Politics. And she posted this during the Colombia trip. Prince Harry appears to reference Southport speaking here in Bogota. He says, for as long as people are allowed to spread lies, abuse, then social media cohesion as we know it has completely broken down. Now what happens online within a matter of minutes transfers into the streets. Where in that quote did Harry reference Southport? That could have referenced many things. I mean, it could have been in reference to July the 6th, just social media in general. He didn't mention Southport. Putting words in Harry's mouth. And it's just crazy how Harry's literal quote says people are allowed to spread lies. And she says that Harry was referencing Southport. He never said what he was referencing. He was speaking in general. And I said, girl, please stop. Girl, stick to reporting facts and stop putting words in Harry's mouth. That was a general statement that can be applied to many situations. He did not directly mention Southport, and suggesting he did will lead to added vitriol. Daily Fair will run with this tweet. And for sure, some of the press did. Dan Whatnot ran with it. Harry and Meghan have not said anything about that situation. In fact, even the other royals. Charles, we heard through a report that he had spoken to the Prime Minister about it. No direct statement. And it was only this week that Charles went and visited. Weeks after this whole thing kicked off. So why are they putting words in Harry's mouth? And shout out to the squaddies that actually responded to this. This is exactly why these people are not allowed in the reporting pool. Because they don't report facts. They put words in people's mouths. They twist things. HR, the Duke saying, maybe next time focus on reporting facts and or words and not so much interpreting. Saying he hinted at or seemed to comment on a situation regarding the riots was irresponsible. The one time you got to report on a direct quote, you changed it instead of just stating what was said. I hope she doesn't get invited back. And quite frankly, I believe that tweet is still up. She needs to take that down and apologize. because that is a lie. Boy. And yeah, you know, you have more of this. This Ellie Fry over at the Mirror, she posted a story, you know, Harry wins against Meghan in big decision involving Archie and Lily. So this was a fake story about Archie and Lily not being allowed in the Netflix documentary or something like that. I mean, are you a fly on the wall in their house or in their office? You know nothing, Ellie Fry. None of these tabloid writers know anything. The British media and Daily Mirror specifically continues to prove that it is vile and deviant. To satisfy whatever demonic cravings they have, they will literally use innocent children. Ellie Fry, who are your primary sources for this story? Exactly. Show us the sources. No more of this sources said, my palace sources, the sources said, friends said, the asparagus reader said, the numerologist said, the tarot reader said. No, give us the sources. What type of vile soul fabricated something so cruel against the mother? How do young British reporters write this evil in 2024? Oh, it's so easy because it's within them. It's within them. That's how. It is 100% within them. That's how they're able to do this. Charles did visit Southport. He met with the families of the knife attack, and he also invited those families to Buckingham Palace. Now, out of politeness, they're probably going to go. I don't see them refusing. I personally wouldn't. But the reason I put this particular, the picture that I put on the screen, that is not one of the Southport victims. This young black boy is the victim of another knife attack. There was no invitation. There were no visits when this tragic event happened. And in the case of Southport, it's taken what is it, like 2-3 weeks, and this happened. And those communities, the people in those communities checked up on each other, were helping each other. The men in those communities were literally building back brick walls that had been smashed down. There were GoFundMes, people donating to each other, ordinary people donating money to each other in a cost of living crisis to help their businesses run again, to clean up their communities. And yet the multi-millionaire royals, all they can do is show up and smile and wave here and there. That's all they can do for these communities. Smile and wave.
I'm sorry we can only come and give words and comfort, but we are thinking about you the whole time, and we really care about what's going on. So
sometimes it's just more than financial.
Yeah. Well, if we can give you the odd smile here and there, that's important. So
People need more than a smile and wave. They need money, and you've got plenty. Oh yes, the asparagus lady. Who could forget her? Maybe they weren't fresh or organic when she did her reading on Harry and Meghan. Well, according to her, Harry and Meghan should be divorced by now. Guess she's not much of an asparagus reader. Also, for some reason, despite the fact that he is a future king, William is furious again. He's furious about a whole bunch of things. He's furious that apparently Harry and Meghan still deliberately call Catherine Kate. Mind you, there's actually a video. I posted this on my Instagram. Where Kate doesn't even appear to know or be much bothered by what she's referred to as. So I don't know why William is once again incandescent. William, who seemed to have disappeared or not been very present during his wife's illness. He's incandescent apparently because of what people call Kate. I mean, I think William is mad for the wrong reasons. I mean, this William is mad that people don't call Kate Catherine. I don't believe it. Either this was just a silly story that the tabloids came up with, for clickbait, or William is truly mad and he's just being petty. There's been quite a few articles about William and his anger and disgust at Prince Harry's inheritance, anger and disgust at what people call Kate, anger and disgust that he knows as and when coronation time comes. You know what people are going to be talking about? Harry. Is Harry coming? Is he not coming? If he does, to what capacity is he coming? And William knows that. That's what I think William is actually mad about. Folks, give me 1 minute. I just need to plug in my laptop. Battery's gone down. Alrighty, sorry about that. Oh, sorry about my chair screeching as well, if you heard that. I think that was a bit loud. Okay. Yeah, I think that William needs to get in touch with, is it BetterHelp? That organization that Harry works with? Yeah, we need BetterHelp in here. Bring them in immediately. How much do they charge? Isn't it like $300 per head? Per employee or something like that? I mean, if you're going to spend £145 million or whatever it is they spend on the royal household, spend it on something useful like that. We don't want no incandescent with rage royals. Also, Roya Nika, one of the Rota Rats, who's under investigation, by the way, she decided to do a whole piece on the irrelevant Harry at 40. You got a whole piece coming in the Sunday Times. And rightly so, the reactions from the squaddies were swift. Anything you write about Prince Harry and Meghan should include a note that he is currently suing your boss, for whom you're writing articles and doing media appearances for. And, you know, this is crazy. Roya Nika was actually on Good Morning Britain this week, I think. When I believe her name has actually been mentioned in some of these documents for the hacking trial, because some of the stories that she wrote were potentially from hacked conversations, and she's being allowed on daytime TV. Prince Harry needs a restraining order against his royal reporters. They have a whole king and queen in air, and yet they're still obsessed about the spare who left the country 4.5 years ago. Indeed. Aren't the rest of the family enough for you guys? Isn't it becoming more and more obvious that that's not the case? Thank you so much to Caddy Hudson for the donation. Much appreciated. Thank you to Alan Vernon. Thank you so much. Chuck only went because Taylor Swift invited the families to her show. That, and I think the Colombia tour forced his hand. Thank you so much, Queen Bee, and thank you so much for Kat Harlem. You are never late. You can always watch on replay. Thank you for being here for 25 months, Kat Harlem. Wow. By the way, tomorrow is my deadline for the book, and I'm just going to get the final edits and stuff done. Hopefully, I will be sending it to the formatter. So it's shaping up. It is coming. All right. I think I'm going to end it there. We've had a laugh. We've had some petty. We needed it. It's good to be petty sometimes. You know, I don't always, it's very rarely that I actually even read some of these articles by the Rota Rats, or their headlines, or really pay attention to them too much. But every now and again, it's good to laugh, because it's just hilarious that they're still in this weird one-sided battle. They're still trying to play into this idea that Harry and Meghan are failing. Oh dear. I want to fail like this, looking this fresh in your late 30s and 40s. I mean, look at Meghan in this picture. 2017 versus 2024. Hardly any difference. This is what love, joy, water, and moisturizer does for you. Yes, they are. Aren't the royal family enough for you guys? Nope. Working royals are boring, and they know that. What she wrote is directly from Kensington Palace, not Harry or his friends in his life. Exactly. Yes. Think of all the time she spent lovingly putting that collage together. Stalker, indeed. Oh my gosh. Haters are your biggest fans. Yes, Black Queen, sometimes we can laugh at the fools. Dawn, I attend Petty University, so no issue here. All right, folks. I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you, as always, everyone. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being awesome. And I will see you in tomorrow's podcast. All right. Enjoy the rest of your day. Ciao.